Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be playing One Page Rules Age of Fantasy Skirmish game. We're going to try these rules out, see how they go. We've played the Grimdark rules, so hopefully this is just as fun. So today we'll be playing just 4 objectives, trying to hold them. And it'll be the Vampiric Undead versus Ratmen. So that, we'll go ahead and take a look at the armies and then get to it. Alright, here is the Vampiric Undead, led by a skeleton champion. He's got the Cursed Heavy Dual Hand weapon. He's been upgraded with the Commander March Order special rule. And that's it for him. And then we have 3 units of drained soldiers, which were my best guess at skeletons. And they have 3 spears each, giving them counter. Then lastly, we have a ghoul horror with toxin claws. Alright, on to Ratman. And here we got 245 points of Ratman. It was 245 for the Vampiric Undead as well. So, we have a champion who has been upgraded with a priest. So he's got caster 2. And then he's got the censer flail, which does poison. And then we have 2 units of storm veterans with heavy halberds. And then a unit of warriors there in the middle. Just your standard warriors. A flamethrower weapons team. And then lastly, a rat ogre to finish it out. So, with that, we'll go ahead and figure out the deployment zones and then get to it. Alright, we have deployed our units. I am playing the Vampiric Undead. We got some drained soldiers on the left. Ghoul horror in the middle with the champion. And then the 2 drained soldiers on the right and middle flank. And then for the Ratmen, we got the ogre on her left with some storm vermin. Storm vermin in the middle. Priest champion on the right flank with the warriors, and the flamethrower team behind or on the other side of this building. So that, we go ahead and start. Ratmen won the deployment, so they will activate first. Alright, she activated the Rat Ogre first, which rushed towards that objective. And then it goes to me, and I'll be activating my champion, who will be doing his march order. And he will order all 3 of my drained soldiers to move forward 6 inches. Alright, and that's where the champion ends up after he rushes. These drained soldiers took that objective. These guys advanced up the stairs, preparing to jump across. And then these guys are advancing on the right flank towards her Red Ogre. Alright, moving on. Alright, starting off, she activating her caster, who is going to cast Filth on all 3 of her units next to her. On a 4+, they will all get poisoned for the next round of combat that they are in. It does not go off. Alright, and then she'll continue activating her model. Alright, the priest advances forwards and then is going to cast again, casting, what is it?
It is called Lightning.
Alright, casting lightning on my champion. On 4+, it goes off. goes off, and then that's deadly 3.
Yep.
What is the AP?
2.
AP 2, okay. So my defense is 4, so I need 6s to score this. So I take 2, and then, let's see, I am undead, which I don't think will affect me. Okay, so I take 2 wounds, and then D6 plus 2 is a 4+. He's shaken. Alright, moving on. Alright, next up I'm going to activate these skeletons here. They're going to attempt to jump across. I need a 3+. They got it, and they will advance towards that objective. Alright, so that's where the skeletons ended up, and then she advanced her storm vermin beside her caster. I rushed up my ghoul, and then she foolishly rushed her flamer team to get ready to shoot the ghoul on the next round, not realizing my skeletons were in range for a charge, which they will now be charging into her. So the 3 attacks hitting on 5s. And I missed every single one. She lucks out. Did you want to hit back?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Okay.
Let me see what I got.
Alright, the crew hits back on a 5 with just 1 hit. Oh, they hit. AP nothing, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Alright, I need a defensive 5, which I don't get. So I would take a wound, but I do have regeneration. When taking a wound, roll on a 5-up, and it is ignored. So it's a 5-up, feel no pain. Which I do get.
Nice.
Alright. And then I think they just back up a little bit. And then we'll move on to her turn. Alright, next up, her warriors move up to claim that objective. And then over here, I activated my drained soldiers, which moved back here just out of charge range of her rat ogre. And then that leaves her 1 remaining unit to activate. Alright, and her last unit just rushes back behind the rat ogre here, and that will end round 1. And as we go to round 2, the ratmen will go first. Alright, start of round 2, the first thing she does is activate her priest, who's gonna do another lightning strike on me.
Yep.
And she is spending a token to increase the chances, and she needs a 3-up to cast. Got it. Alright, and that goes into my champion, so that's 3 hits, correct?
It's 1 hit plus deadly 3.
Yes, so 3 hits. And then AP 2, so I need 6 ups or he's gone. Well, maybe gone. Alright, so I take 2 wounds. So he's at 3 wounds. He's at 4 wounds, I think. Let me double check the rough or the tough rules to make sure I do this right. Alright, my champion has taken his 3 wounds, and I'll roll the wound effect. On a 5+, he is knocked out. And that's it. He's knocked out. Champion is gone. And then she will continue her activation. Alright, and then the caster priest fell back, rushed backwards out of charge range of my horror ghoul, like a coward. The ratmen are. And then it'll go to my turn, which I will just then charge my horror ghoul at her storm vermin. And we'll begin combat. Alright, ghoul horror charges into the storm vermin. 3 attacks. hitting on force for 2 hits. No AP, but it is poison. So, what's your defense roll?
4.
Alright, so 4s, and then you have to reroll 6s.
Okay. Why do I have
So that's 1 fail, because it's poisoned.
Okay.
So you pass that one, so you just take 1 wound, losing 1 model. And then that ends my activation. Alright, forgot she decided to hit back with her Storm Vermin as well. So 2 attacks hitting on force.
Quality 4?
Yep. Alright. Ooh, and they both miss. That's good because she had poison and rending. Alright. Back to her activation. Alright, next up, her warriors charge from this objective into my ghoul horror. So this will be 3 attacks. What are we hitting on?
Quality 5.
Alright, hitting on 5s, and they also have poison for this attack. For just 1 hit. Alright, AP?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, and then my defense is a 4. Made it?
There you go.
Nothing. Alright, you know what, he'll hit back. Might as well. It'll be hitting on 6s though. He is fatigued. Nothing. Alright, moving on.
Okay.
Alright, next my skeletons charged her weapons team, so this will be 3 attacks hitting on 5s. For 1 hit, no AP.
Okay. So defense 5.
Made it. Alright. Are you hitting back?
Yeah.
Really?
Can I do it with the flamethrower though?
No, this is melee combat.
Then no, I don't want to do it.
Alright. Moving on, Ratman. Alright, next up, the Flamer team backs up and is going to fire into my skeletons. So this will be 1 shot hitting on a 2 for reliability. That hits, and then it counts as 3 hits with blast. And then you said no AP, right?
No AP.
Alright, defense of 5. I fail all 3 of those, but then I get regeneration. And I pass 2 of them, only taking 1 wound. Alright, moving on to Undead. Alright, next up, my skeletons up here charge down into her warriors. So this will be 3 attacks hitting on 5s. For nothing. Jeez. Alright, were you going to counterattack?
My warriors?
Yes.
You
are fatigued, so you'll be hitting on 6s.
Okay, no, I won't account.
Okay. Alright. Moving on to Ratman. Alright, her Storm Vermin back up towards her caster, and then my last unit are my Drained Soldiers, which moved over to the left. And then we go back to Ratman to activate their last 2 units. Alright, and then she gives chase with her Rat Ogre and her other Storm Vermin unit, chasing after my skeletons. And with that, we go to round 3. Alright, and for the Ratman's first activation, she activates her Priest, who is going to send some lightning at my Ghoul again. So, and she's not spending a token this time, so she needs a 4+ to activate. Got it. So that's 3 hits and AP 2.
Yep, AP 2.
Okay. Anything else? It's deadly, right?
Yep, deadly 3.
Does that ignore regeneration? I don't think it does. Alright, 6 ups.
Yeah.
Made 1, and then I have regeneration on 5+. So I take 1 wound to the Ghoul. And he is tough 3, so he doesn't take a wound result yet. Alright, next, anything else?
I'm gonna have him cast again.
Cast again? Alright, what are we casting?
On my friendlies that I can see. I can really only see these two, so we're gonna put the poison on them again. Filth.
Okay. Gonna go ahead and cast Filth. 4+. Nope, does not go off. Alright, and then we'll continue with its activation and then move on to Undead's turn. Alright, next my Ghoul Horror charged her Dirty Caster. It's getting on my nerves, so 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. And that's just 1 hit, and it is poison. So what's your save?
Alright, for my champion, my save is a 5.
Okay.
For defense.
And then you have to reroll your 6 if you roll 1. Nope. You made your save. Alright. Moving on. Alright, next her Storm Vermin charge into my Ghoul. 2 attacks. Hitting on?
4s.
Alright. Got 1 hit. Alright, AP?
AP 1.
AP 1, so defense of 5. Which I fail, so I take another wound because it ignores regeneration with rending. Alright, and then I'll hit back. So let's be 6s, because I am fatigued. Nothing. Alright, moving on. Alright, my skeletons charge into her flamethrower, also making that objective neutral from being within range. So, 2 attacks, hitting on 5s. Got 1. No AP. What do you need?
5.
Alright. And you roll another 5. You're on a roll today. Alright, moving on. Did you want to hit back with him?
No.
Okay. On to the Ratman's turn. Alright, she activated her warriors, which charged into my skeletons. And I am hitting back, and because I have counter, I strike first with this weapon. So I'm assuming I hit her first before she hits me. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. So, 3 attacks hitting on 5s. And I missed all 3 of my hits. Alright. Continue on. 3 attacks. What are you hitting on?
5.
Alright. I'm sure you'll roll a couple 5s. Nope. Nothing. Alright. And then we were both fatigued. Moving on to my turn. Alright, next up my skeletons charge into her Storm Vermin. So 3 attacks hitting on 5s. For 1 hit. No AP.
Okay.
What do you need?
4s.
Miss. She takes a wound. Alright, and were you going to hit back with him?
Yes.
Alright. 2 attacks. What do you need?
4.
Got 2 of them. Rending.
AP 1.
Okay, and it ignores regeneration, correct?
Yes. For rending, yeah.
6+. Failed them both.
Actually, you failed them both. It doesn't matter anyways. I got 6s, so my AP would have been 4.
Oh, yeah. Both 6s, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I rolled 3 dice for some reason. Alright, yep. That was 2 models.
Okay.
And then, yeah. Alright, moving on. Next, the Rat Ogre charges my skeleton, who will strike back with the counter. I need a 6. Nope, don't get it. Alright. And then 3 attacks with the Rat Ogre.
Yep.
Alright.
I need 4s.
Got 2.
1 is AP 4.
AP 4. And rending as well?
Yeah, he does have rending.
No, no save, then he's gone.
Okay.
Actually, no, he's not gone. That'd been. So 1 is a 1. Okay, so 1 wound. and then 2 or 1 more hit with the 5.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's the regular AP?
No AP for regular. I don't have any.
Okay, so I need a 5 up. So I fail that, so I take 2 wounds. And then I roll for my wound effects. 4, 5, 6, he's gone.
Oh, to see if you were shaken?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright. Moving on to skeletons, or undead. Alright, and for my last unit, my skeletons charge her warriors, but they are fatigued, so I'll be hitting on 6s. Nothing. Alright, are you striking back?
Yeah, why not?
Alright.
I'm fatigued too, right?
Yep. And you got 1 hit. This will be a 5+, and I made it.
Nice.
Alright, and then we move on to Ratman. Alright, she activates her Storm Vermin, which rush towards the middle objective, securing that. For 2 objectives for the Ratman and 1 for the Undead. And then we move back to Undead's turn, which does not have anything, so it's just your last unit, which is the Flamer unit. Alright, Flamer team backs up and fires into my skeletons. 2 to hit. Hits, and there's Blast 3, no AP.
Nope, no AP.
Defensive 5. I made 2 of them.
Nice.
And then a 5 up, feel no pain. No, so I take 1 wound. Alright, and then that is it for all of our units. So with that, we go to round 4 for the last round. Alright, and for the first start of the Ratman's turn, she's going to flame my last skeleton. 2 to hit. And that misses. Alright, back to Undead. Alright, and for the Ghoul, I activated. We'll charge into her warriors. So this will be 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. For 1 hit. And then no AP, so you just need to, what do you need?
Warriors, I need 5s.
Alright, and then if you roll a 6, you gotta reroll. 1, so you take 1 wound, so you lose 1 model.
Okay.
Alright, and then back to Ratman's turn. Next up, she activates the Priest, which will cast lightning into my ghoul.
And I want to use a point.
A token?
Yeah.
Alright, so this will be a 3 up. Got it. Alright, that's 3 hits at AP 2.
AP 2, yeah.
Alright, defense 4, so 6 ups. Failed all 3 of them, and then a 5 up, feel no pain. Made 1, but that is not enough, so he takes 2 wounds. Bringing him to his 3, and then on a 5 up, he runs away. Alright, he's shaken.
Okay.
Alright, moving on. Anything else for the Priest?
Nope.
Alright, back to skeletons. Alright, next up, my skeletons will charge the center objective on the Storm Vermin. So 3 attacks, hitting on 5s. With 2 hits, no AP. What do you need?
4.
Got them both. Alright. Are you hitting back?
Why not?
Alright. 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. Got 1. AP. 1. So this will be a 6 up. Nope. And I don't get regeneration because it is rending.
Yep.
Alright. Moving on to Ratman's turn. Alright, next up her Storm Vermin charge into my ghoul. So this will be 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. For 2 hits. Alright, that 6 is an AP 4, so I do take the wound, and then on a 5+, he's knocked out. He's just shaken. Alright, moving on. Actually, we'll hit back on 6s. Nothing. Alright, back to Undead's turn. Alright, and lastly for the skeletons, for the Undead, my skeleton will charge the Flamer, hitting on a 5, which I miss. Alright, hitting back.
Why not?
Alright, this will be a 6. Oh, you got it. Alright, defense 5. I failed, and regeneration on 5+. I do take that. Alright, so he lives, keeping that objective neutral, and we go back to the Ratman's turn. Alright, Rat Ogre charges my skeletons on the center objective. So this will be 3 attacks, hitting on.
Force.
And that's 2 hits, and those are both rending, so it ignores regeneration, AP nothing. Right?
Yep.
Alright, 5 ups. And I failed them both. So he's gone. And then I make a D6 roll, adding 2. So that's a 5. Shaken. He's still around. I'm taking 1. Alright. Back to skeletons, which I have nothing left to activate. So then we go back to Ratman. Alright, our Storm Vermin will now attack my skeleton, who has so they're both fatigued, so this will be a 6 to hit. Nothing. Alright. And then lastly, your warriors. What are they doing?
They're gonna try to hit him. Oh. They'd be in range.
They're in range of him or him.
Oh, yeah, they are. Let's charge into him.
Alright. And then 6s. Nothing. Alright. And then that is it for the activation. And then that is the last round. And then we both have 1 objective captured, with this one and this one contested for a tie. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys.